Now, when we talk about designing, basically जो designing के steps होते हैं ना, वो 3 layers में distributed होते हैं. You know, even if you talk about your client and design team, they will never be going ahead and you know, presenting the complete exact the same UI in the first go. What they would be firstly giving is the wireframe as a first step. So wireframe basically hota kya hai? Okay, now we'll be going in talking about all 3 of them. So first on for which I will be talking about is the wireframes. So what are wireframes? Wireframes is basically a basic a sketch that has been designed for a business requirement we have received. The wireframe can be designed by a business analyst or a design team. The intent behind wireframe is to show a basic layout what we had thought in their head regarding the customer requirement, so that it can give an impression to the customer, or it can give a basic idea to the customer that are we going in the right direction related to those requirements or not. Let me. So basically, see this one. See, are you able to see the screen? So this is a screen. What it indicates that this is just a basic layout of a mobile application that has been created. Okay, where it has been highlighted that okay, this is kind of a product listing page, or this is kind of a home page. Okay, which has on the top, it has search button. Here on the top, we can have the title and header. This is one of the column where we have images and the names with a slider. Second component, images and the names with a button. Okay, and the bottom we have menu, bottom navigation. Okay, or assume this is a product detail page. Then we have on the top product image followed by its icon and other components on the page. So whatever we think about it, that you know, our page could look like this, okay, without providing any exact images, theming, color combinations. We try to put the basic components we have heard about, or that could be available on a page on a paper. Okay, the wireframes can be designed either on a paper or on any tool. The very basic things of how you should start with the wireframe is always with the paper, because that will always save your time. Because in tool, you know, you need all the components been coming together, that if you will be creating a box, then you will be bringing multiple components together and would be arranging and giving that a structure. While wireframe is the basic intent of wireframe is to check with the customer that are we going in the right direction or not. So what I always prefer is I always goes ahead firstly with the paper mock-up, where I take a paper and pen, and you know, whatever I have in my head related to that requirement, that page, that screen, I basically designs it and I shares it with my customer. I just take a you know, scan it or take a photo of it on my phone, and then you know, whenever we are on a call with the customer, I basically present that screen to the customer that okay, this is what I thought of this requirement. Are we aligned, or is this looks good to you to proceed ahead with further round of detailing around it? Because the wireframe will always be giving you your customer a basic idea that okay, this looks good. Like, you know, suppose take an example that this is a profile page. So what as a wireframe I have designed is that on the top I have this profile, user profile image, name, email ID, okay, and there are other details. While I will be seeing this page, what I get a clarity key, is this the correct way my user profile page should look like or not? If yes, then I can give them a follow you know, feedback scheme. No, I do not need this this section. Below this, I would be needing to have those 3 tabs where a user can select profile details, password details, and then other address book. Okay, and this top section would be static in all 3 cases. So now it is beneficial for both of the parties. For the customer, because they're able to see the product early, or basically design early, and can give their feedbacks whatever they wish like. Plus for the design team and for the BA also, because they do not have to put so much of hard work in just creating the wireframes. Wireframe is just bringing all the ideas together into a paper and or a tool. So now if the customer says any feedback, it is very easy to incorporate those feedback and then together working on the final designs. Okay, consider a scenario over here. If at this point itself I have added all those color theming also, like you know, green color shades, then images and multiple, you know, made this a completely how it has been shown currently on an application, like a screen, how it has been currently available on an application. And if a customer right now say like, you know, this red color is not been working fine, Instead of that, my complete screen text should be white color, or should be black color, should be green color. Probably it would be very challenging for me as a design team or as a BA to now go ahead and change all of the pages color. Okay, this is just one change I have suggested. The changes could be of any type. So that's why the very first design which you share with your customer always, okay, would be wireframe. If you're working on any existing product and you are discussing any feature which needs some minor tweak, like, if you are discussing that, okay, suppose I just talk about Zomato, that Zomato has a flexibility of now adding multiple restaurants into the cart. Now, how their UI would look like into the cart window? Like earlier, we have only one restaurant, so the restaurant name would always be on the top, followed by the product name, which I have added it, and then the quantity and the price. This is how my cart button or cart layout looks like in Zomato. Now, with the new feature introduction, there would be changes in Zomato now, UI of the cart window, because now we do not have only one, restaurant. We can have 4 different restaurants. So how its design would look like. So now when you are in such a feature discussion with your customer, okay, probably, and you think that the changes are smaller in the design perspective, then as a BA itself, you do those changes on the screen and you share with your customer that this is the updated UI. This is how it would look like. Do you feel it would look good to you? Because a lot of times, customer communicates a lot of features to you, but they only know, they only get the reality check of once they see how it looks on the screen. So that's why before you finalize any feature with your customer, or before you close any feature conversation, which involves any UI, any user interface interaction, then it is important for you to take a sign off on the wireframe also, because that would make your further life cycle easy. And it is happening with me currently also. Earlier in my current existing product, if I talk about, so earlier we were having a lot of changes being done. Customer has told us a lot of changes to do. And what we did is basically we understand his requirement and we tried to do that changes as per our understanding, what we felt like. And we did the development, complete development. And when we presented the developed screens to the customer, then he felt like something is off. He's not liking the screens. And now we have already put in so much of efforts in those designing and development. We do not have a way to go back. Okay. And in one of the scenarios, we have to go back to the very basic versions and we have to skip the work or basically cancel the work our team has did the last 10 days. Just because the final output, which has came now, the customer was not liking it. And customer can never compromise on the interface or user interface, which they would be providing to the customers. Okay. So now what we made a practice, we had a lot of to and fro's like this, or, in the previous phase of our product. Now with the new and updated phase, what we did is, whenever we discuss any requirement with the customer, okay, we try to understand the business requirement first. We go back, then we create a wireframe of that key. Okay, if suppose if we are working on any search page and the customer wanted to add any new functionality on a search page, we see basically if that would be available on UI, and if yes, how it will show on the UI. We try to create all the wireframes. We show those wireframes to the customer, take his approval, and only once he approves it, then we goes ahead towards planning the development of the cycle. Because a lot of times it happened, like when a customer have seen those designs, probably he thought about it, that thank you for sharing this, probably this doesn't look good, and this is not the right way we should proceed ahead. Let's think about some new design ideas, or let's think about some new ways to innovate or to interact with it. Okay, that's why having wireframes is very important. Okay, so when should we use wireframe? It is very a minimalistic way of representing. So whenever you want to communicate any feature or structure, quickly show any design, you present it to the customer. There is no right way or right time that only at the start of a product you shows it. No, definitely at the start of a product you shows the complete application wireframes, because that's where you are starting with a product. But it doesn't get restricted till that phase. Even during the product journey also, if you are incorporating or adding any new features in your product, you will always be sharing its wireframe firstly to the customer to get more update, more reality check on the requirements and layout, and then you'll be working ahead with the development. Okay. The most common tools which have been used for the wireframes are Balsamiq and Lucid Chart. We'll be getting to know both of these tools today. So this is how the wireframe looks like, and these are the tools of the wireframe. I'll take a pause over here to take your questions and answers over here. बहुत सारा सुन लिया क्या यार? कोई सवाल ही नहीं आ रहे?
नहीं, सही में बहुत सारा हो गया एक साथ।
तेरी था।
हैवी था? अच्छा मैं दिखाती हूँ तुम्हें। ये स्क्रीन दिख रही है ना तुम लोगों को?
हाँ।
ऐसा होता है, देखो अगर बहुत इजी वे में अगर मुझे तुम्हें एक्सप्लेन करना हो ना कि कैसे डिफरेंस होता है, ये डिफरेंस होता है इन तीनों। ये मैं लास्ट के लिए छोटी थी, पर मैं थोड़ा दिखा देती हूँ क्योंकि हैवी हो रहा है तुम लोगों के लिए। वायरफ्रेम जब आप करते हो तो आपने सिर्फ क्या किया है, बॉक्सेस बनाए हैं। ये जैसे इमेज का बॉक्स, नेम, डिटेल्स, सोशल आइकन्स, यहाँ एक बड़ा इमेज आएगा तो इसके लिए बॉक्स, लाइक शेयर ऐसे आएंगे, कैमरा और ये इसके बटन सर, ठीक है। तो मैंने जो वायरफ्रेम कस्टमर को प्रेजेंट किया, मैंने सिर्फ ऐसा प्रेजेंट किया। ये वायरफ्रेम या तो मैं बना सकती हूँ, या फिर बहुत कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव बनाने होते हैं, या फिर अगर पूरे प्रोजेक्ट के एक साथ बनाने होते हैं तो डिजाइन टीम बनाती है। अगर कोई एक आध फीचर का बनाना होता है ना ड्यूरिंग द डेवलपमेंट, जब आपके पास डिजाइन टीम एसोसिएटेड नहीं होती तो आप एज अ बीए बना लेते हो, ठीक है। मॉकअप क्या होता है? जैसा आपका वेबसाइट दिखने वाला होता है कस्टमर को, आप उसका एग्जैक्ट वर्जन बनाते हो, यू नो, विद दोस कलर थीमिंग्स। जैसे कभी भी एप्लीकेशन डेवलप करने से पहले कस्टमर को हमेशा मॉकअप शेयर करते हो आप, ठीक है। मॉकअप इज बेसिकली डिजाइन शेयर करते हो प्रॉपर, कि आपका एप्लीकेशन ऐसा दिखेगा, ये कलर थीमिंग रहेगी, तो एग्जैक्टली वही फील देने के लिए कस्टमर को हमारे पास ये मॉकअप्स होते हैं, ठीक है। अब मॉकअप्स क्या होते हैं? सिर्फ एक स्टैटिक डिजाइन होती है, मतलब हर पन्ना अलग अलग होता है, ठीक है। उन पन्नों को जब आपस में लिंक कर दो, जैसे कि इस कैमरा बटन पे क्या होगा तो कैमरा की स्क्रीन खुल गई, इस फोन आइकन पे क्या होगा उसकी स्क्रीन खुल गई, इस होम आइकन पे क्या होगा उसकी स्क्रीन खुल गई, तो वो प्रोटोटाइप होता है। प्रोटोटाइप क्या होता है? एक वर्किंग वर्जन होता है आपके एप्लीकेशन का, बस वो फंक्शनल नहीं होता। डिजाइन फॉर्म में अगर आपको किसी एप्लीकेशन का फ्लो देखना होता है तो आप हमेशा प्रोटोटाइप के थ्रू देखते हो, ठीक है। कि जैसे कैसे मल्टीपल स्क्रीन आपस में इंटरेक्ट कर रही है, क्या कैसे आपका यूजर वर्कफ्लो काम करेगा। तो आप हमेशा कभी भी डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट होने से पहले ये क्लाइंट को 3 फेजेस देते हो। पहला वायरफ्रेम देते हो, क्लाइंट वायरफ्रेम्स में फीडबैक बताता है। उसके बाद आप उसको मॉकअप्स देते हो। मॉकअप्स में मॉकअप को क्लाइंट चेक करता है कि कैसा है, कैसे स्क्रीन्स चल रहे हैं, क्या नहीं हो रहा है, ये कलर थीमिंग सही है नहीं है, ये डिजाइन सारे सही है, कंपोनेंट सारे सही से प्लेस्ड है नहीं है। मॉकअप पे कस्टमर अपना साइन ऑफ देता है, और फिर आप उसको प्रोटोटाइप वर्जन शेयर करते हो। प्रोटोटाइप से उसको वो पूरा लुक एंड फील दिखता है, पूरा इंटरेक्शन दिखता है, कैसा आपका एप्लीकेशन चलेगा एक दूसरे के साथ।